So, do you remember living without air conditioning in your car? Hello, everyone. This is Andrea with Revitalizing Your Health. And today I'm just going to do a little reflecting on what it is like to live without air conditioning in your car. For those of you that are older like me, you probably do remember as a kid not having air conditioning. And we never thought anything about it because that was just normal life. I mean, it was just everyday life to go down the road with your windows rolled down and you didn't have air conditioning. And you didn't have to wear a seatbelt either, so you could just be wherever you wanted to be in the car. Well, we learned how to deal with it, didn't we? We might be more apt to find shade to park in if we needed to sit in the car for any reason. We would make sure that we could go get a cool glass of water, or maybe we'd stop by a drive-in and get a cold drink. There were ways that we learned how to deal with the fact that we didn't have air conditioning, although we didn't even know what that was. But we had other ways to try and keep cool. I would be interested to hear some of the ways that you kept cool when you were a kid. So make sure and make a comment below and let me know what that is. But once we got air conditioning, it was such a blessing. I mean, it is a blessing. But about 3 years ago, the air conditioning went out in my car. And I suddenly realized that the blessing of an air conditioner is really hard to live without. But our car was older, and the cost of replacing that air conditioner was so much that we felt like it just wasn't worth putting the money into the car. The car had a lot of mileage on it, and so I just kept driving it for 3 summers. And yes, I rolled down the window. I did everything I could. But in the heat of the summer, you definitely could feel it. I would arrive at an appointment and get out and, really feel embarrassed because I was wet. My back was wet from being against the seat, and there's nothing you could do about it because you've just come out of a hot car. So I just told everybody, yes, I don't have air conditioning in my car, and it's very hot. Well, I'm very grateful that this summer we actually got another vehicle, and now I have air conditioning in my car, and I'm very grateful. Sometimes we get used to something and we rely on it, and we don't realize how much of a blessing it is until it is no longer there. This got me to think about our spiritual lives. There's a real parallel here. When we come to know the peace, joy, and fulfillment that a close relationship with God brings, it becomes even more painful to feel distant from Him. Once you've experienced that cool, refreshing breeze of His presence, the heat of life's challenges feels much more intense without it. I'm sure you've had those times where you feel like that you've just become distant from God. And when those trials start coming your way, the heat is even stronger because you've kind of separated yourself from God, or at least you're not as close as you once were. I know I've had those ups and those down experiences in my life, and it makes a real difference when we have that true close connection with Him. Living without air conditioning has taught me resilience and adaptability. And I think the same goes for our spiritual journey. When we feel distant from God, it's an opportunity to seek Him more fervently, to find new ways to connect. Just like we might seek out a fan or a cool drink on a hot day, we can seek out prayer, scripture, and fellowship to refresh our spirits. How important it is to have that fellowship, not only with God, but with other like-minded believers as well. So if you're going through a spiritually dry season, I want to encourage you. God's refreshing presence is always available. Just like we can find relief with the small comforts during a hot day, we can find peace and coolness in Him, even when life feels like a scorching summer. You know, sometimes those trials just seem so scorching hot that we are so struggling. But if we are fervently seeking God in prayer and in His Word and fellowshipping with others, we can get that cool breeze of relief. I really appreciate you joining me today, and I hope that you stay cool both physically and spiritually. And like I said, if you have any tips for beating the heat, send them my way. I am always interested in new ways to beat the heat. And if you need someone to talk to or to pray with today, I'm here for you. So reach out to me today. And until next time, keep healthy and God bless. If in any way you have been blessed by this video, please share, like, and subscribe to help me grow. And in advance, thank you.